Hello everyone. Today we will be seeing about merchant circle diagram derivations to calculate the various forces acting on the workpiece. So before knowing that, we need to know why do we need this derivation. So during machining process, when the tool moves against the workpiece, the material shears off as a chip, and by the time there will be lot of forces acting on it, like thrust force, friction force, normal force. There are many forces acting on it, in which if we want to calculate the power consumed during the machining time, all the we need to know values of all the forces. So to know the values of all the forces, we need to derive some formula for that to calculate. So the person called merchant, he developed a circle diagram. He developed a diagram and he made some analysis stating with the some assumptions. So he assumed that the tool is perfectly sharp and there is no contact between workpiece and the tool flank. So if there is no contact between the workpiece and tool flank, there will be no friction. And the next assumption what he made is the width of the cutting tool is greater than that of the workpiece. And also only continuous chip is formed. If everything is perfect, only continuous helical shaped chips are formed, and the chips do not flow on the sideways, and there is the cutting velocity remains constant, depth of cut is constant, and inertial forces of the chips are neglected. So these are the assumptions that is made by merchant. And he also stated the diagram. So this is the shear plane. From here he has constructed a diagram of a circle consisting of rake angle, shear angle, frictional angle, and all the forces acting on it. Frictional force, normal force, all these forces are acting on it. So here alpha is nothing but the rake angle, pi is nothing but the shear angle, beta is frictional angle, mu is coefficient of friction, and ff is frictional force, Fn is normal force. So here they have given a relationship like frictional force is equal to product of coefficient of friction and normal force. So with this, now we are going to start the derivation. So first we are going to find out the formula for Fc and Ft. So Fc and Ft is nothing but horizontal force and the thrust force. So for calculating that, we are taking the triangle BOC. We are taking this triangle. So when we take this triangle, cos of beta minus alpha is equal to Fc by Fr. So, and similarly we can write it for sine also. Sine beta minus alpha is equal to Ft by Fr. Here Fr is common, but we need the formula for Fc and Ft, that is horizontal force and the thrust force. So Fr is nothing but the resultant force. So now we can rearrange the formula like Fc is equal to Fr into cos beta minus alpha, and thrust force is equal to resultant force into sine beta minus alpha, taking this as first equation and second equation. Now we are going to calculate the Fs and Fns, that is shear force and force normal to shear force. So for this we are taking the triangle OBD. So considering this triangle, we get cos of pi plus beta minus alpha is equal to shear force by resultant force. So while rearranging it for a shear force, we get shear force is equal to resultant force into alpha pi plus beta minus alpha. We are taking that as third equation. Similarly, for sine, pi plus beta minus alpha is equal to force normal to shear force by resultant force. While rearranging that, we get the normal force normal to shear force is equal to resultant force into sine pi plus beta minus alpha, which is taken as fourth equation. So now we have calculated the horizontal force, thrust force, shear force and force normal to shear force. Now we need to calculate the most essential thing, that is the frictional force and normal force. So for calculating the frictional force and normal force, merchant, he has made some other alterations in the diagram. That is, he has extended the line AB to a certain distance of n and also made a line parallel to AB, and that also been extended from OD to M. So there is a line connecting the M and N with the intersection of C. Now after that we are going to calculate the frictional force. So here OA is frictional force, which is also equal to Mn. So we can split this Mn as Mc plus Cn, but we don't know what is Mc, what is Cn. So we are taking this Mn is equal to Mc plus Cn as a fifth equation. After that, from triangle MCO, we are calculating sin alpha is equal to MC by OC, which is equal to OC. So here in OC we can see the force, cutting force is there. So the horizontal cutting force is here. So we can substitute this OC with FC. So we get the formula for MC value. That is, MC is equal to cutting force into sin alpha, that is sin rake angle. And from triangle CNB, we are taking cos alpha is equal to Cn by CB, where in CB we are having the FT, that is thrust force. So when rearranging this, we get Cn is equal to Ft cos alpha, that is thrust force into cos rake angle. So now we got the value of MC and Cn. By substituting the values of this, we get frictional force is equal to cutting force into sin alpha plus thrust force into cos alpha. We are taking this as 8th equation. Now we are going to calculate the normal force. So here normal force A is equal to AB. So here in this line you can see the normal force, which is also equal to OR. So this is OR. So but we don't know if we want to calculate this OR value, OM minus MR. So here in this line only R is also there, M is also there. So R in this line we can see here OR. So here is M. If you want to calculate the OR value, we should take this entire value minus MR value. So the OR is calculated like OR is equal to OM minus MR. But we don't know values of both OM and MR. So from triangle OMC, we are taking Fn is equal to, that is normal force is equal to cos alpha, which is equal to OM by OC. So in OC we can see there is a cutting force in it. So we can substitute OM by FC. By rearranging we get OM is equal to FC cos alpha, which is taken as 10th equation. And from triangle CNB, sin alpha is equal to NB by BC. And in BC we can see the thrust force. So we are replacing the BC with FT. Now by rearranging we get NB equal to FT sin alpha. Here NB is similar to that of MR. So we can substitute this as MR value. So for OR we get OM minus MR. That is normal force is equal to FC cos alpha minus FT sin alpha. Taking this as 12th equation. Now we are going to calculate the coefficient of friction, that is mu. So previously we know frictional force is equal to product of coefficient of friction and normal force. So by rearranging the coefficient of friction we get frictional force by normal force. So we know the values of frictional force and normal force. By substituting that, we are getting the final formula to calculate the various forces acting on it. So from this derivation we are concluding that these are the conclusions we are made in this derivation. So we have calculated for the cutting force, thrust force, shear force, force normal to shear force, and finally coefficient of friction. So if we know about all the angles and the various values, we can easily calculate the total power consumed during the machining. So this is about the merchant circle diagram. Thank you. So now we are going to see about the shear angle derivation. So shear angle, it is the inclination of a shear plane with respect to the direction of a tool travel or from the direction of cutting velocity. A high shear angle results in small shear plane area. So here is the shear that occurs when the cutting tool is moved against the workpiece. So here we are taking 4 parameters, that is thickness of the chip before cutting, thickness of the chip after cutting, rake angle and shear angle. So here the chip thickness ratio is T1 by T2, that is before cutting by after cutting, which should be greater than 1 from triangle OAB. So to get this value, shear angle value, we are taking this triangle OAB. So from triangle OAB, sin pi is equal to AB by AO. Here AB is nothing but T1. So by substituting that, we get the AO value as T1 by sin pi. We are taking that as second equation. From triangle PAO, cos pi minus alpha is equal to AP by AO. So here we are substituting the value for AP, that is T2, and AO is cos phi minus alpha. So by interchanging, we are getting the AO value as T1 by sin phi is equal to T2 by cos pi minus alpha. So taking T1 and T2 on one side, we rearrange the equation as sin pi by cos pi minus alpha, and here we know that previously T1 by T2 is equal to R, that is chip thickness ratio. So replacing that with R, we get the equation as R equal to sin pi by cos pi minus alpha. We know the mathematical expression as cos of A minus B can be splitted as cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So here we are multiplying, dividing by R on both sides, and also expanding this cos pi minus alpha as cos pi cos alpha plus sin pi sin alpha. We are dividing R on both sides. We get 1 is equal to sin phi my R into cos phi cos alpha plus sin phi sin alpha. Taking the common terms out and substituting, rearranging the equation, we get tan pi is by R into cos alpha plus sin alpha tan pi. So taking tan pi on one side, we get R cos alpha plus R sin alpha tan pi. Taking the common terms outside or rearranging the similar terms on one side, the final equation we are getting is tan pi is equal to R cos alpha by 1 minus R sin alpha. So this is the final equation that is derived, and this relationship helps us in calculating the shear angle, chip thickness ratio, also the rake angle. So this is how the shear angle is calculated using the chip thickness ratio and rake angle. Thank you.